So we can see a ridge line up ahead in the mist there, that jagged ridge. That's the north wall of our volcano. And across the way in the mist, the south wall is hiding. So where's the east wall? Our volcano doesn't go around in a full circle around the crater. In the last major eruption, the east wall blew open. Lava spilled out into the plains here, left an opening to the east. And that's why we have such very intense rainfall amounts here, because this area here between the south and north walls acts like a giant funnel capturing our trade winds. They flow right into this rainy area here. Once they get back in the crater of the volcano, they have nowhere to go but straight up, 3,200 feet. It's called orographic lifting when the land forces air aloft, and it causes our moist, humid island air to cool, condense, and rain all over the top of the island. Geologists have referred to Kauaiheli2 as the world's most perfect rainmaker, and you can see that's absolutely true today. She's getting a lot of her 450 inches going on right now. Even got fog coming up out of the rainforest today. So we'll head out southbound, get you into some prettier weather, and go find some waterfalls to have a look at. To orient you, Lahui's way out in the distance to your left side. We're cruising southbound through the pass out there to the ocean. That takes you to the southern shoreline. That's where the town of Poipu is located. Poipu is the other major resort town on Kauai. Princeville on the north, Poipu on the south. Both very well known for fabulous resorts and golf courses. And in between the Poipu area and Lahui, we've got this smaller mountain range out there at your 11 o'clock. That's the Haupu Mountains. And that's some of the youngest lava here on Kauai. So our last major eruption from the crater itself was 500,000 years ago, but the island did not go extinct at that point in time. There was what's called rejuvenation volcanics, last little sputtering of the island before it goes extinct, and that vented around the eastern perimeter, making the smaller mountain ranges you see from here on the southeast all the way up around to the Kilauea area by the lighthouse, and that was as recent as 150,000 years ago. At this point in time, Kauai is considered to be 100% extinct. The reason for that is we are too far from the hot spot, the magma chamber that births all these islands. It sits under the Big Island, where our only active volcanoes in the state of Hawaii are currently located. And after an island pops up, it starts to travel. It moves on the movement of the tectonic plates. This island is actually traveling about twice as fast as our fingernails are growing. At this point in time, Kauai is 350 miles away from the hot spot, so it can't get to the magma anymore. So it is effectively extinct. I was talking about that biomass energy production earlier with the albizia trees. If you look to your 11 o'clock, you'll see a big factory there. That's our biomass plant. They take all the trees down there and burn them at that location. Not the ones we saw up there, because that was privately owned land, but you'll see some areas where it looks like they're deforesting the island. All they're doing in those cases, like way out to our front left, they're just harvesting those albizias, taking them to that plant to burn them for electricity, and we just keep regrowing them over and over again.
Well, can't you see that it's just raining?
Now we're going to head into the mountains here on our right side. This is privately owned land. It's owned by the Robinson family. The Robinsons are the largest private landholders on Kauai with 51,000 acres, about 15% of the island. We'll be talking quite a bit about them today. A very prominent family here, largely due to the amount of land they own.
Maybe we could sleep, make you banana pancakes, pretend like it's the weekend now. We could pretend it all.
The Robinsons made most of their money in sugarcane farming and cattle ranching. They still do quite a bit of ranching to this day out on the southwest side of the island. Remember, no more sugarcane farming, though. That's gone away. What happened there is Hawaii became a state, and back in 1959, all of a sudden they had to start paying a fair living wage to the sugarcane field workers. And that made it very expensive because it's very labor-intensive to harvest. So that's why we no longer have sugarcane. Today our largest cash crop is coffee.
Pretend like there's no world outside. We could pretend it all the time, Lord. Can't you see that it's just raining? There ain't no need to go.
Looking out at the southern shoreline, Poipu sits to our left side. We have the town of Kauaiheli2 ahead to the front right.
Can't you see, can't you see?
Now beyond the town of Kauaiheli2, you see an area with no buildings out there. That's the coffee fields. That's Kauai Coffee Company. It's the largest coffee plantation in the United States with more than 4 million trees. They do a nice free tasting and walking tour. But we're going to be staying up here in the hills, Mauka, as they say in Hawaii. Got some waterfalls to take you guys to go see.
just so easy when the whole world fits inside of your arms. Do I really need to pay attention to the alarm? Wake up slow.
Now the Robinsons, again, they do quite a bit of ranching to this day. It's way out on the southwest side of the island, but this area here, you can see it is not well suited for ranching or farming. So they do nothing with it except enjoy the view. This is their backyard we're cruising into now. Yes, they do live on the island. There's about 20 family members living here right now. They have homesteaded on this island of Kauai for the last 150 years. But they actually move around. They have so much land here that they move from season to season to get a little change of scenery. You can see some of their summer homes across on the next ridgeline up there.
Ain't no need to go outside. Ain't no need.
Now there are several waterfalls in this valley we're approaching. This is Hanapepe Valley, so as we drop down into the valley, be sure to have a look around, but one will stand out among the rest. She stands 360 feet tall, goes by the name Manawaiopuna, but you might be a bit more familiar with her nickname. We're about to go have a look at Jurassic Falls. There she is ahead. That's where they landed the helicopter in Jurassic Park. Bringing her on the left for you. Now because this is all privately owned, there's no way to see any of it except by helicopter. This is literally their backyard we're flying through. They were talking about developing some of it for tourism at one point, but decided against it. In Hawaii, it's a very strongly held value to maintain and preserve the land, the aina. The Robinsons aren't Hawaiian by blood, but they've been here for over 150 years, definitely locals, so that's very important to them as well. The original descendant of the Robinson family to come to Kauai was a Scottish woman by the name of Eliza Sinclair. She lived most of her life in New Zealand and sailed here back in 1863. A year later, she made the first land purchase for the family. She bought the island of Ni'ihau. Ni'ihau sits 17 miles southwest of Kauai. It's the remnants of a second volcano that grew up right next to Waialeale, the one that formed this island. And Ni'ihau is known as the Forbidden Island. You're not allowed to set foot on it unless you were born there or invited by the Robinsons. That was a stipulation of the land deal when Eliza bought it, that it never be developed or made public. And she bought it from the king. This was a long time ago, way before Hawaii would become a state. That'd take another 90 years. At the time, we were under the rule of King Kamehameha V. He charged Eliza $10,000 in gold for Ni'ihau. In today's money, that's only $150 grand.